Okay, so this is a Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, which is written by biblical scholars. All right, not saying everything in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary is on point. Just want to give that disclaimer out there. But a lot of things are on point in this thing, man. All right, and especially concerning how the Israelites observed times as far as keeping the high holy days of the Lord via the lunar phases. So this is the word calendar in the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, page 98. It says calendar. During the Bible period time was reckoned, and we're still in Bible period times, but nonetheless, they're pretty much saying back in the ancient world. It says calendar during the Bible period time was reckoned solely on astronomical observations, man. Days, months, and years were determined by the sun and moon. Days of the week were not named by the Jews, so we didn't have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday back in our nation, in our culture, man. Okay? We had the first day of the week, second day of the week, third day of the week, fourth day of the week, fifth day of the week, sixth day of the week, seventh day of the week, which was the Sabbath day. All right? All the named days of the week in this present day Gregorian calendar really go back to idol gods. Okay? When you look into it. It says, but were designated by ordinal numbers. The Jewish day began in the evening with the appearance of the first stars. Days were so at sundown, pretty much. Okay? The new day began at sundown. Now, Esau has it set up where the new day begins at midnight. All right, and I heard the brothers in the video, they were talking about how the day beginning at midnight is off, and they were correct on that. But what they weren't correct on was as far as what day the Sabbath day is. Okay, and sometimes the Sabbath day is on Saturday. But majority of the time, the Sabbath day is on a different day of the month, man. Okay, or a different day of the week, rather. But sometimes it is on a Friday. Sometimes it is on a Saturday. But that doesn't mean it's always on a Friday, and it doesn't mean it's always on a Saturday. Okay? It says days were subdivided into hours and watches. The Hebrews divided nights into 3 watches, man. Okay, I'm going to skip down. It says the Jewish week had its origin in the creation account, going back to Genesis 1, as we read through the Spirit, and ran consecutively irrespective of lunar or solar cycles. This was done for man's physical and spiritual welfare. That's the point, man. Okay? That is the point. All right? Continuing on, it says, the Hebrew month began with the new moon. And we read that back in Exodus 12 and 2. Okay? The Hebrew month began with the new moon. Like we read back in the scripture, the month is called after her name. Now that was page 98. This is Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, page 586 for the word time. It says in early biblical period, time was marked by sunrise and sunset phases of the moon and location of a few constellations, but there were no names for days and months and no accurate knowledge of years. And of course, point being what? That the biblical period time was marked by the sunrise and sunset phases of the moon and location of a few constellations. Point being what? It was all lunar based. It's all celestial based. It's not based on the Gregorian calendar that Esau came up with, which was biblical prophecy, matter of fact. Let's get into that real quick. Because the Lord, he has all the answers, man. That whole origin of the Gregorian calendar really came from that fourth beast. Daniel 7 and 25, it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and to think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and a times and the dividing of time. That's right, man. So that right there, if you're following after the Sabbath day being every Saturday, every Friday, you're following after the beast, man, in a roundabout way. Because he changed times and laws, man. Esau change time. And how did he do that? Via his Gregorian calendar. That's one of his ways that he changed time. Now I'm going to skip down to the next part that's highlighted. It says, the Hebrew month began with the new moon. Once again, early Hebrews gave the months names. Later, they used numbers. And the months and the numbers, the names of the month and the numbers still coexist, for lack of better words, with each other, cohabitate with each other, man. The month of Abib is the first month, you know what I'm saying? It goes on, the list goes on. All right, it says months were divided by the Jews into weeks of 7 days, ending with the Sabbath, right? Okay, it says days were divided into 24 hours of 60 minutes of 60 seconds. The Roman day began at midnight and had 12 hours. You see, that's the Gregorian calendar right there, man. It says the Hebrew day was reckoned from sunset. Night was divided into watches. That's it. So that's the point on that one right there. Okay. This one right here, because I looked up in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary for the word moon, and it said to go to astronomy. So when you go to astronomy, I highlighted it. It says, while there is little evidence in the Bible that the Hebrew people had indulged much in the study of astronomy, which we had an understanding of, you know, the signs of the times, the stars, stuff like that, like the tribe of Issachar, that was part of their lot. That's why you have something called the Mayan Calendar, which goes to show you that the Mayans are, they derive from Issachar, man. All right, and you got some Zebulon mixed in with them as well. But the point being what? That we are the children of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Okay, and not necessarily that we observe the stars in a way of that we're worshiping them like how they do on the left-hand side, but we observe the times through Yahweh Shemel Shai giving us that wisdom. Okay, matter of fact, let's get there real quick. Let's back it up through the Spirit. This is all for edification's sake, man. Okay, because the Mayans are derived from the children of Issachar, which are one of the tribes of Israel. Issachar, which is you so-called Mexicans. Okay, Issachar meaning he is hired. All right, Issachar. All right, he is hired, man. All right, and who works harder than, or who works more than so-called Mexicans, man? It's a well-known fact that Mexicans are hard-working people, man. Well, that's biblical prophecy right there. 1 Chronicles 12 and 32, it says, and of the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times. Yeah, perfect example. Mayan calendar, man. Okay, the fact that the Mayans had the knowledge to create those calendars is going to show you what? That they had the power, and the wisdom, rather, to read the heavens, man. Okay? And the Lord is the one who endowed them with that knowledge and with that power, ultimately. It says, to know what Israel ought to do, the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandment. That's the point on that right there. Let's get another one. And we're gonna get this science back in the kingdom, man. Like the Farmer's Almanac and all that other stuff. We're gonna get that all back in the kingdom. Wisdom of Solomon 7, starting at verse 17. I started at 16 actually. For it says, for Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 16, it says, for in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. And that's talking about the Most High. It says, for he hath given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely, to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times, the alterations of the turning of the sun, and the change of seasons, the circuits of years, and the positions of stars. Right, so that ultimately, this is Solomon speaking. Solomon had knowledge within that as well, okay? But that comes from the wisdom of Yahweh Shemel Shai on the right-hand side, because now people observe the times and they get into astronomy, but they do it on the left-hand side, man. But the Lord is not dealing with that, okay? Well, the Lord doesn't want us dealing with that, rather, because the Lord creates both good and evil, but we're not supposed to be tapping into that, okay? Just because the Lord can tap into it don't mean we tap into it, you know? Certain things is not for us to tap into. Like we say, the Lord have not given to his saints power to declare all his marvelous works, that whatsoever things might be established for his glory. That's in the book of Sirach, okay? I'm going to read this again. It says, while there, this is the book of Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary, the word for astronomy, the definition for astronomy, page 61, it says, while there is little evidence in the Bible that the Hebrew people had much had indulged much in the study of astronomy, it is abundantly clear that they recognized a sublime order in the movements of the heavenly bodies. What's a part of those heavenly bodies? The sun, the moon, the stars. It says they observed carefully the daily rising of the sun, its majestic movement across the meridian, and its final setting in the west. All right, that's the point, though. That's the point, man. So that goes to show you that we observed the lunar calendar, man. Okay? So, ultimately, you know, you dudes teaching that, y'all going off. I'm just going to call it straight. Y'all going off. The Sabbath is not every Saturday, man. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Shai, Bashem, Kakodash, double honor to the apostle, elders, great millstone, never well, peace and blessing to the elect of Israel. Shalom and above.